Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Look, I've had twins since last time you were here. Yeah, second end table's built. If you're waiting on a build video, I'll tell you up front so you don't have to stick around. I ain't building nothing this week. It's been a week. You know, it's been, you know, we're in the middle of Lent. This is my busy season. I was able to get out. This is the second one. It is currently sitting in stain only. It doesn't have any poly on it. This one is still just on its first coat of poly. We've had sort of a roller coaster of weather is what's happened. This one looks terrible because it's covered in sawdust, but that's okay because it's got a coat of urethane on it, so I can just blow that off. It'll be fine. So yeah, some things I did not differently, but differently on this one that made it a huge amount of help. Before I went to the glue up, I spent a lot more time building this one. I spent a lot more time making sure all of the joints were right, they were the right depth. I made sure the shelves were all right. Here's the truth about YouTube. When I'm building this one, I'm trying to hurry up. I'm trying to build it in a hurry, right? Because I gotta get the video out, which as it turns out, it took 3 weeks anyway. Yeah, anyway, but from what I learned from this one going into this one, plus I already had a lot of the stuff already cut for this one. One of the biggest things I did was when I was doing the glue up, I did it laying down, set the shelf in, made sure it was exactly where I wanted it, and then I just shot a 23 gauge pin nail, boop, boop, in each side, not on the top because it stays where it's at, but down here, on each side of the leg. And that held it in place. That was my biggest problem with this one, was just trying to get clamps, trying to get everything set up, and the shelf would shift and it would go out of, cattywampus. So that was a huge help. This one went together really nice, actually. As I said, with this one still, there's little gaps here and there, and it's just that method of joinery. It's just the way that it is. I tried to avoid that. I tried to get them to fit perfectly, and it's almost impossible. So it makes for an interesting table, and I can say, oh yeah, look at this joinery method, but I like I said, I'll never build another table like that again. And then I was trying to get some stuff done on the lathe this past week on the days that it was nice. Got this put together, and so while I'm waiting for glue to dry, I kept talking about this bowl that I started in September. Well, this is the bowl. It's a beautiful piece of oak, and it's got spalding on it. It's going to be beautiful, but it also looks like it went through a war because like most of the bowls that I turn, I don't get to them as soon as I should, and the wood starts to crack. So it's, which is kind of nice because I can fill it with epoxy. I can make it an accent as opposed to it being ruined. And this one, I turned it down to the point where the crack was getting concerning, the way I do it, and I'm by no means a professional. No. I get my outside shape so I know what it is I want it to look like. I just kind of rough sanded this one. Then I start turning the inside, and when that crack really starts to present itself, and I kind of know my depths and my thicknesses, then I go ahead and fill it with epoxy. In this case, because of the weather, my tape didn't stick quite as well as I hoped it would, and so I got a lot of stuff I have to scrape off. This is hot glue because there's more cracks that I have to fill that are not all the way through. But I don't want them to be present. I want them to be an accent. So because of the weather, everything's kind of just holding me up right now. Wifey Poo is going out of town for a week and a half. Normally that frees up some time for me. Not that she's time consuming, but normally I find I feel guilty sometimes spending so much time in the shop. But until the weather breaks a little bit, it's not going to help me one bit. So, but that's where my past week has been. I do have this one ready for polyurethane. If I coated it right now, it'd be a nightmare because it's not warm enough. It's currently low 40s. So you know, we don't have the snow. I know you guys up north just keep getting beat up with it. And with that said, next week we're going to have a couple days in the 80s, but we ain't there yet. So that's what I've been working on. I am going to have a video for next week. I got a new tool. It's a new tool. It's a cheap tool. I don't do tool reviews, but it's, depending on how this works, I might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I'll see how impressed I am with it for the price I paid for it. So I will have that hopefully for next week. And then I'll see you on the ones after that. So thanks for hanging out for a couple minutes. I just wanted to give you a quick update, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless.